The Squad. The media love them. Me, I'm not so fond. And also, Republicans in the House of Representatives, especially not. Look at this. House GOP members to push for censure of the Squad over Israel comments. They've all been terrible on Israel and, quite frankly, a lot of other issues. Congressman Jim Jordan, Republican of Ohio, joins us. Welcome back, Congressman. How are you?
I'm doing fine, Greg. Good to be with you.
So, censuring the Squad. High time, in my opinion. Some of their comments have been totally outrageous. How likely is this to pass?
Well, I mean, we don't know. I mean, you're exactly right. It should happen. The American people understand it should happen. But this is a question for Speaker Pelosi. Why isn't the Speaker of the United States House of Representatives supporting this kind of action in light of what they equating terrorist groups to the United States, to our best friend and ally, the state of Israel? This is how radical the left has become today. And you would think the Democrats would stand up to this within their own party. But I don't, what's the old expression? I'm not going to hold my breath because I don't think they're going to do it. In fact, she's actually sort of said, some of them taken out of context and kind of embraced Miss Congresswoman Omar. So we'll just have to wait and see.
All right. By the way, they have, just for a quick recap, they've been terrible on just about everything. You mentioned Ilhan Omar. Let's go with that.
I haven't seen any evidence in either cases that domestic courts can, both can and will prosecute alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity. And I would emphasize that in Israel and Palestine, this includes crimes committed by both the Israeli security forces and Hamas. In Afghanistan, it includes crimes committed by the Afghan national government and the Taliban.
Also, she minimized September 11, 2001. She called it something happened someday. It was just the most insulting comment. Yeah. But is there anything within the House rules that say you can't talk like this?
Well, you got pretty wide latitude under the Constitution, particularly the rules of debate on the House floor as a member of the United States Congress. So pretty wide latitude. Again, I come back to, Greg, I think this just underscores how radical the left is today. Think back 2 months ago. There was a 5-day period where the week started off with Congresswoman Tlaib saying that there should be no police, not just defund the police, there should be no police. The end of that week, if you remember, the trial judge admonished Maxine Waters for the ridiculous things she said while the jury was deliberating in the case in Minneapolis. And in between those two events, Democrats in the House of Representatives passed legislation to make D.C. a state so they would get 2 new United States Democrat senators. And the very next day, introduced legislation to add 4 associate justices to the United States Supreme Court, packed the court. That all happened in a 5-day time frame. So when we say that they are radical and you couple all that with what we heard from Representative Omar, this just shows you how truly radical the Democrats have become. And I think the American people are waking up to all this. We'll, again, see if Speaker Pelosi will take action. I don't think she's going to.
You know, the American people are waking up, but the media, for the most part, are ignoring them. I don't know if you heard about this woman who in Fairfax County gave a speech urging students to wage jihad. And there was barely a peep. A 25-year-old school board member said this in front of graduating high school seniors. The culture seems to be coming off the tracks a little bit. And I know you're passionate. Do you feel like we're going to get this country back?
Oh, yeah, we're going to take back the House in 18 months. I really believe that's going to happen. And I think President Trump's going to run for re-election in 2024. I think he's going to be the next president of the United States. I think, again, when you look at the Biden administration, they don't have, what are they going to talk about? The crisis on the border, the fact that inflation is driving up the price of everything, energy prices, the price of steel, lumber, aluminum, any supply, anything you buy at the grocery store is going to go up. Are they going to talk about the tax increases that are coming? I mean, what have they got to talk about? The only thing they can talk about is January 6th and try to hang on to this lockdown measures that were put in place with COVID. That seems to be what they want to focus on because they got nothing else. This has been the worst 5-month start of an administration probably in our lifetime, not probably, definitely in our lifetimes. We went from a secure border to chaos. We went from energy independence to gas lines. We went from peace in the Middle East to rockets, thousands of rockets being fired on our friend and ally Israel. And then, like I said, tax increases are coming, and no employer can find employees today because I've been all over our district, and every single employer tells me the same thing. So we're going to take it back. We got to hold them off for now, win back the House, win back the White House, and put things back in order.
Speaking of Joe Biden, he loves the squad, by the way. Take a look at this.
AOC is brilliant, and the other three women we're talking about are really smart. I tell you what, Rashid, I want to say to you that I admire your intellect, I admire your passion, and I admire your concern for so many other people.
He is touched by that squad, isn't he? And this is she just laid into him and basically came out in support of terrorists, as she has done consistently. How do you think Joe Biden's doing overseas, by the way?
Well, this is actually scary, as you know, Greg, and your viewers know, that when you project weakness from the Oval Office and from the administration, there are serious implications for that. And, you know, I point back to a couple months ago when our Secretary of State, Secretary Blinken, was up in Anchorage, and across the table was his Chinese counterpart. And the treatment that our Secretary of State, the Secretary of State of the United States of America, the greatest nation in history, received from his Chinese counterpart, and frankly didn't push back. That would never happen to Mike Pompeo in a President Trump administration. Just no way. So I'm concerned about all that. And again, we're seeing some of it this last few days with these past few days with President Biden over in Europe. So look, like I say, we got to hold them off, try to stop the bad policies from happening as best we can, and win back the House in 18 months.
Sounds like a plan. Congressman Jim Jordan, good luck, Republican of Ohio, and to be continued.
Thanks, Greg. Take care.
Hey, I'm Rob Finnerty. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please join the conversation in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe, too. Hit the bell icon to be alerted to breaking news. And remember, there's a whole lot more on Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news network. Newsmax TV, we're real news for real people.